Hello my students, today we will complete solving the revision sheets for grade 6 for the third quarter. In the previous video we stopped until question 39, so today we will start from question 40. So let's start. Why would modeling clay be considered a physical change? Modeling clay means shaping the clay is a physical change. A, the clay changes only its shape. The clay changes in composition or what it's made from. The clay changes only its state of matter, or the clay changes its identity. As we know, any physical change doesn't change the composition and doesn't change its identity. So B and D will not be the answer. So in question and letter C, the clay changes only its state of matter. Also no, because after modeling the clay it will stay the same, it will be solid, so no change in state. So the answer for this question would be letter A, that clay changes only the shape. Question 41. How can you tell that baking a cake produces a chemical change? How do we know that baking a cake is a chemical change? Because it produces the changes of state in the ingredients. It combines the ingredients to form new substances. It causes changes that are reverse or not reversible, or it changes physical properties such as color and odor. Baking a cake, when you bake a cake, you put eggs, milk, flour. When you mix all of them together, you get new substance, you get new product with new properties. So the answer for this question will be letter B. It combines the ingredients to form new substances. So we will choose letter B. Complete each statement. We need to use these words to fill the gaps in each sentence. So question 42. The fact that mass cannot be created or destroyed is the fundamental concept of the theme. So conservation of mass, it means that the mass doesn't change in any physical or chemical changes. Question 43. The physical property of matter that describes the relationship between mass and volume. Mass over volume, this is called, do you remember? Called, yes, density. So the answer will be density. Question 44. Water evaporating from a puddle is an example of physical change. Next question, question 45. One way to learn about the properties of what substance is to observe what new substances form during reaction. This is any chemical reaction. Tell us about the chemical properties of the substance. So the answer for this question will be chemical. Question 46. An object's weight is affected by the gravitational force. Which physical property depends on the gravitational force? This is, yes, the answer is weight. Question 47. A copper penny can turn green if it reacts with carbon dioxide and water. This is an example of copper penny. It has like a reddish color. When it reacts with carbon dioxide, it changes to green. Chemical change, yes. Next question is also complete. So question 48. Things with what cannot share the same place at the same time. If you have two objects have the same volume and you're trying to put them in one place that fits only one, of course they cannot share the same place because the place is only enough for one object only. So we say that things with the same volume cannot share the same place at the same time, like if you have volume. Next, question 49. A chemical what describes what changes are possible for a substance. Are possible for a substance. So we will write here chemical property. A chemical what describes the process by which new substances are formed. chemical change. Describe a process by which new substances are formed. The process itself is called chemical change. So the ability of substance to change, this is chemical property, and the process itself of a changing substance is a chemical change. Question 51. The amount of matter in an object, this is mass. Next question 52. The unit for mass is we measure mass by unit kilogram. Yes, so the answer for 52 will be kilogram. Question 53. If you know an object's mass, you figure out if we know the mass on Earth, so we can figure out the weight. As we said, the unit for measuring weight is Newton. 55. You could use what to measure the volume of a soft drink? A soft drink is liquid. So any liquid we use unit milliliters or liters to measure the volume for liquids. And now we will solve the short answers. Question 56 in short answer. State the law of conservation of mass. If you remember, the law of conservation of mass states that mass cannot be destroyed or created in physical and chemical changes. Mass is not created or destroyed in any chemical or physical changes. Question 57. What does fizzing and foaming signals when vinegar and baking soda are mixed? When you mix vinegar and baking soda, they make a lot of bubbles and foaming. This is a sign for chemical change. So the fizzing and foaming are signs that a chemical change is taking place. Next question 58. Describe some of the signs that a chemical change is taking place. Provide everyday examples for each. As you remember that we have 5 signs for chemical changes, like production of gas, production of odor, change in color, formation of precipitate, and finally releasing heat. We need to write some of them down, and we will write example for each one in our daily life here. So number 1, the fizzing and foaming that appear when vinegar and baking soda are mixed show gases, and this is a sign for chemical change. Number 2, a change in color, such as what happens when iron rusts. It changes from silver color to brown or orange color. Number 3, odor, such as the smell of soured milk or baking a cake. Number 4, the production of heat, sounds, or light, as with a roaring campfire or fireworks. Question 59. Explain how would you measure the volume of an irregular solid, such as a rock. As we know, a rock doesn't have a regular shape, so anything that doesn't have a regular shape, we use what to measure its volume. We use, measuring cylinder, graduated cylinder with water to a level high enough to cover the rock, and this we call this volume 1, V1. Then drop the rock into the water. 3. Again, read the volume after adding the rock, and this will be V2 for volume 2. Number 4. Subtract volume 2 minus volume 1. Volume 2 after adding the rock minus volume 1 before we add the rock. Question 60. Describe the 2 characteristics that mass has in common. Matter has 2 things, mass and volume. So whether it's a solid or a liquid or a gas, all matter shares the properties of mass and volume. So mass and volume. Question 61. Describe 2 physical and 2 chemical properties of an ice cube. Physical properties. First one, the ice is solid. Yes. Also ice is less dense than water because it floats in water. So now the chemical properties for ice. Ice is non-flammable. Ice could also be broken down into two gases. Ice is made of water, water made from hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So we can break down water by electric current to hydrogen and oxygen. So this was everything for today. Remember that we stopped at question 61. In the next video we will complete solving the revision sheets. So see you, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.